One of the biggest problem areas in motorist-cyclist interaction is passing. Due to a lack of knowledge or recklessness, motorists often create dangerous situations when passing. Bicyclists are legal vehicles with a right to the roadway and must be treated as such when a driver attempts to overtake them. When passing a cyclist, the law states that the motorist must have ample time and allow 200 feet between their vehicle and an oncoming vehicle. The motorist must also pull safely back into the travel lane at a safe distance ahead of the overtaken cyclist. We would never attempt to ram our vehicle back into the right lane if another car were there. But cyclists don't present the same threat, and many motorists who haven't given themselves enough time simply return to the right lane, forcing cyclists off the road. The same goes for overtaking another car when there is an oncoming cyclist. If there is not enough time to move safely into and out of the oncoming lane before the oncoming cyclist passes, drivers should not attempt to overtake. Drivers should always pass legally and safely, whether overtaking a bicycle or a motorized vehicle. This means not passing on a blind curve or on the approach to the crest of a hill. Passing in the same lane should only be attempted if the cyclist can be given a minimum 3-foot clearance, generally when the lane is at least 14 feet wide. When driving large vehicles, a motorist should be mindful of the wind blast created when they initially pass a cyclist. There is also a wind suction created as the back end of the vehicle passes the cyclist. Bearing in mind that these winds can push or pull bicycles, motorists should use caution and slow down or move further over to pass. Improper passing is a key cause of cyclists driving against the traffic or using the sidewalk. It instills fear of proper roadway cycling. Another major problem area is making turns. Many drivers fail to yield to oncoming cyclists when making left turns. They should spend more time watching to better determine an oncoming cyclist's speed. Right turns should only be made when the motorist vehicle occupies the rightmost lane completely. A bicycle occupying the right lane is a vehicle and should never be cut off to make a right turn. Here are a few final points to bear in mind. In many areas, cycling on sidewalks is allowed, even though roadway cycling may be a safer choice. Nevertheless, motorists should scan sidewalks in both directions, yielding as necessary before crossing. Motorists also have a duty to avoid hitting a pedestrian or bicyclist, no matter where they find them. After parallel parking, a driver must check for any approaching vehicle, including bicyclists, before opening doors. Similarly, when backing out of and leaving a parking space, motorists must look for and yield to any approaching vehicle, cyclist or motorist. In Florida, over half of cyclist fatalities have occurred after dark, often at least partly because of missing or improper lights on the bicycles, or because the drivers are traveling faster than they can see at night. Even when the cyclist has been riding illegally, the emotional impact on the driver who injures or kills a cyclist is no less, and the tragedy is just as harsh. Finally, although it's difficult to imagine what motivates such immature and aggressive behavior, motorists have been known to confront cyclists in games of chicken, run them off the road, and even throw things like bottles from passing cars. Obviously, all of these actions are both reckless and unlawful.
Take that back.
Motorists exhibiting aggression towards cyclists or pedestrians should be handled with at least the same discipline and penalty as those exhibiting aggression toward other motorists. Now that you know what mistakes are made in these major cyclist-motorist interaction problem areas, you can help enforce safe driving practices that will protect motorists and cyclists alike. Courteous and orderly interaction in traffic depends on informed respect for the law. It is up to you to promote this respect. As law enforcement officers, you have the privilege and obligation to ensure that we all have the right to safely share the road. Please, take the opportunity to educate motorists and warn or ticket them if necessary when you see them exhibiting discourteous and unsafe behavior towards cyclists. It is up to you to help maintain a safe motorist-cyclist interface.